A warm welcome to our third live session at the Hybrid Broadcast Innovation Days. My name is Jennifer Sarah Boone, and it is a great pleasure to also lead you through our third live session. On day 2 of our event, there are a lot of hands-on presentations going on, and in our session, besides the technological part, we will dive into design, into workspaces, and the human factor when it comes to OB van of workspaces in general. We are sitting in HD Broadcast's UHD-2 OB van that Broadcast Solutions built this year, and I am not alone. I have Broadcast Solutions CTO Rainer Kampe with me, and Roland Kaps, who is construction and aircon engineer at Broadcast Solutions. It's fantastic to have you here. A very warm welcome.
Thank you.
And it is, of course, also fantastic that you are joining us this morning. You have the possibility to ask questions already during our chat. You can use the event tool for that. And at the end of the session, we will have a Q&A section where we will try to answer all of your questions. As you can see, the setting is absolutely unique. Our customer HD Broadcast proudly calls this new OB van the spaceship. And there is really a lot of special aspects in this spaceship. And for you to see what we are actually talking about, here's a short clip. UHD2 is a large 30-camera OB van. The coach building, the technical planning, the workflow concept, the design, and the interior are completely unique. And together with the customer, both parties started working on the project from scratch. Rainer, there's really a wow effect when you come into this OB van. I assume even for Broadcast Solutions, this is a unique project.
Yes, this is really the Lighthouse, the 2020 Lighthouse project for our company in terms of OB van building. Konstantin Novotny, the CEO and CTO of HD Broadcast, our customer, he has really the highest demands on his team, on the production, TV production work they are delivering. And so had he on our work when building this OB van and to the quality of the product. So this is will be for a long time a reference product for us. This OB van is one of the biggest in Germany, and it should serve for Tier 1 sports productions, high-level sport production, live events, all kinds of top-level productions.
Yeah, it's really a very big OB van. Are there any guidelines that you have to follow? Because it is still a vehicle, right?
Yes, you're right. To put so much equipment inside the vehicle, the weight is a very big issue. And to get under the 40-ton limit, we use a permanently control of weight and balance, and we made a spot landing in the end. So we need no special permission to drive on public roads. Therefore, we had to talk with manufacturers and the customers to find out what's possible to get to this point. Regarding weight reduction and to find special materials and other things. We talk about a full-size 40-ton trailer with 3 extensions on both sides. We have in total a workspace of about 70 square meters here for these 28 workplaces. We have 4,100 air-conditioned rack units, air-conditioned and also sound-isolated rack units. Also in the underfloor lockers, which gives external additional space, which is also air-conditioned. We have about 70 kilometers cable running inside this vehicle. To bridge power fails, we use an uninterruptible power supply system, which causes also additional weight, but we find a good solution to fulfill all these requirements. We are very happy to have such a big project, a successful project in the end.
And why is it necessary to build such a big OB van?
I think the national and international highlight sports events require a huge number of cameras. There are a lot of I/O feeds to be handled. The production crew is large. So in this OB van we have 28 workspaces, and including a VIP space for the key customers, the decision takers, to watch their product being produced. The OB van is equipped with 30 cameras, 10 fully blown EVS servers. It has 2 production rooms where two different program feeds can be produced. And a key thing in this van is the flexibility and modularity of the workplaces. So all the desks are movable to adapt to the viewing angle. The slow-mo benches are electrically movable, so you can pull them completely back to create an open space or move them forward. So, and this is the main idea Konstantin and we had when designing this OB van.
Well, I would guess that the unique design also has a purpose in itself.
Yeah, Konstantin, and that was the stroke of luck for us, that Konstantin, he had a very clear vision of the design, how it should look like, and the goal was to make all these workspaces, to make the complete interior as attractive as possible, to create really nice workplaces, comfortable workplaces, and which frees up the creativity of the production team. And here many things come together. It's the surface, it's the color, it's the lighting, air condition as well. So all these different elements need to be aligned, and Konstantin, together with our team, with Roland, with the construction team, they brought his vision to really live objects, and there we are very proud of. And what we as well do as Broadcast Solutions, we involve external interior designers to help our customers to create new workspaces, attractive workspaces, and really give them new approaches in terms of design.
Yeah, well, we have asked Jörg Heinrich in his Stuttgart office about general design aspects at working environments, and especially with this project. He's going to explain the importance of workspaces and give an insight on how in this project the two disciplines, engineering and design, work perfectly smoothly together.
How important is design? It's always a decision of the decision maker. It's the customer, it's the person who's got the vision. You could make a truck just functionally and have all the wires there, have all the screens there, all the desks, and it's not important how it looks like. It works. You could work in it. But where is the joy, and where's the identification, and also how do you sell it, as a machine or as a working space? And that's the point where design comes in the project. So we work around the technicians. The engineers say what's important, what they need, how much space they need, where they fit it. But then somebody from outside, in this case me, comes and looks at the project and see, and it has a lot to do with the decision making and the decision taking. So I made suggestions and said, okay, be careful not to over-penetrate a logo, for example, not to brand it too much because you want to sell it to other customers. So they need their own identification. So in a way, it's branded, but it has to be neutral and cool as well. From my opinion, it's a working space you have to feel very confident in. Well, all the interfaces have to be very carefully decided. So you touch surfaces, that's where you can interconnect to materials. It's the sound, it's the light, it's the background noise, it's everything comes together, and the air. Nowadays, even more important, the airflow, air conditioning, so that people feel very well and they can be concentrated on their job and don't have to deal with things. So they feel well, operate on their job and be creative and fast and happy in a way. Very important part of the design process was the brand interpretation. So for us, it's one thing that shows to others and the other thing that shows internally. So we have, we say, it's 60% to the outside and 40% to the inside. So the people who work in it feel confident, feel at the right brand, feel in the right place, and be happy and proud to work on this. And this is, in recruiting matters, a very big issue nowadays. In this case, we said we have a horizontal line. We don't want to have vertical lines. We have it all, the long line, all a linear design. So a table, for instance, couldn't have a Baroque straightening side wall. It had to be divided into different lines again. So it's detailing, it's looking for the whole impression. The best scenario, a person enters the van the first time, would be, wow. Well, at home is probably a high level to take, but the next space to your home office maybe, or your used working environment. So you'll be able to interact with your colleagues and you feel okay. So it's not a strange position you're working in, or a little cabin with some cheap plywood wall covers, and you feel like in a camp than on a workspace. So that's the difference. The OB in use is more or less a team sport. It's like a soccer field. You have positions, and you have to fulfill your positions, and you have to interact together. So our main goal was that we don't have good and bad places, that we have a very democratic setup. So it's not a hierarchy in what you do. It's all one big truck.
Yeah, Jörg mentioned working on an OB is team sports. Mm-hmm. The same applies to building an OB. It's a team thing. So our team strives together with the customer to develop the best possible solution, the best possible broadcast solution. Another thing to mention here is that we have built this OB van in a very short time, so less than 10 months from the first design study to delivery. And this is only possible if the team works perfectly together, and you work perfectly together with the customer. And in that case, it was easy because Konstantin, he had everything in his mind. So all technical details, a technical vision, a design vision, and for sure a business plan.
Mm-hmm. Small things can make a big difference, even more so if you think of them in the first place, right?
Yes. Because we are building a production unit for daily use, the air conditioning system is very important, even more nowadays during COVID. A major point is to feel comfortable to work here and feel comfortable and safe just in these times. So among other topics, we are experts in integrate aircon solutions to vehicles like this. Especially this unit has 8 separate air conditioning units, 4 units for the rooms and other 4 units for the technical compartments. They can control locally or per web access. So we have even more at the underfloor lockers, additional rack space, which is also air conditioned, to bring in more equipment like this to have an option for future use. And as a standard, we have a system to control the complex air condition from remote to get a helping hand in case of failures.
Would you like to add something?
Yeah, I would fully agree what Roland said about the technology here in this OB van. I think this OB van is here technology meets with design and meets with ergonomics. That's what you see here. It's much more than just a production tool or a machine, and I think now it's time to say that we are very proud of this OB van, and I think we wish all the best to Konstantin and his team for the future use of this OB van.
And I like to add something which Rainer mentioned before. So planning is nothing without a good team to make it real. So thank you for the whole team which was involved in this project. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Roland. Thank you, Rainer, for sharing your thoughts on this OB and, of course, for taking the time to answer our questions. Because now we are coming to our Q&A section. You already had the opportunity to ask your questions during the talk, but of course now you can also still answer them. You ask your questions, we will answer them, hopefully, using the chat box in the event tool. So I will get the questions straight on the iPad here, and let's see if we already have our first questions. Yes, so question number 1. You mentioned air condition as an important topic. Do you offer special aircon solutions to cope with during COVID-19?
We are in contact with the manufacturer because air conditioning systems are not our own parts. So we try to integrate the best systems for this application. And as I said, we are in contact to add these new issues. To get a better air quality inside for additional filtering, for example, air cleaning solutions, maybe surface cleaning via blue light. So many of these things are in line to bring these things in series for the next products. Because we guess that COVID will be a topic for the next time.
Yeah, I think that's we are already building prototypes for that. So this is a 3-stage approach. So it's fresh air, continuous fresh air system, which we by the way have in all of our OB vans. Okay. So even in the old ones, we always had an additional fresh air system, because in a room, not in this room, it's big, but in a smaller OB van, you have the problem with oxygen, and after 2 hours, you get tired. Therefore, we always applied a fresh air system. And on top, we have this purifying HEPA filters, where we have now built the prototypes, plus ultraviolet UV-C light, which can be applied during nighttime when nobody is in the van. So this is a 3-stage concept which we have now as a prototype.
Yeah, because you said it's important not only to feel comfortable, but also to feel safe.
To feel safe, yes.
So, Alan asks, is the OB baseband or IP? And if baseband, why build a baseband IP nowadays?
Yeah, that's a question, a difficult question, but in that case, kind of easy to answer. There's two things why we build a baseband. It's not IP. One thing is time, and the other thing is the business model. So HD Broadcast is a company with 2 trucks, with 2 OB vans, and we're doing large productions, and not with the vision of growing with small units. All the equipment stays here in that van. That is the thing. That's the business model. But the main thing why we build it in baseband is time, because we had a precise end date to deliver that OB van, and it was the Euro 2020. Unfortunately, it didn't happen, but the date was there. And today, you need more commissioning time to build an IP-based OB van, or the commissioning of the IP equipment takes more time. And this is not only because of the technology. It is a lot of the manufacturers, their products are ready in terms of technology, but sometimes not in usability, which means that they need, or you need to have the manufacturers on board doing final bug fixing, doing commissioning. And this creates not only the time which the manufacturer or their engineers need to help here on site or remotely, but it creates a lot of workload on our project management team, because all these different manufacturers with their engineers have to be aligned in our process. And in baseband we do everything on our own, and in future we will do everything on our own with IP as well. But here, because of this end date, the decision was taken, okay, we go baseband.
Okay. Thank you. So the next question is it normal that customers have such a strong vision about their OB van?
It's unfortunately not, because you see customers where only technicians are involved in deciding the design. And for sure, they are customers, and we try to follow their ideas, but we try to guide them. But and sometimes people do not like to take any decisions on that, and to say, okay, I take a standard approach. Why not? This is so. Some customers do, and we like it. Some customers don't. We like it as well, because it makes things easy, and we can advise them. So, but this is really, Konstantin was outstanding in that term.
Yeah, okay, thank you. What are the temperatures the air condition can handle?
So the inside temperatures goes from 18 up to 30 degrees. The outside temperatures from -20 up to about 46 degrees.
Oh, okay.
That's a very wide span,
Yeah.
and it fulfills all requirements in our region up to south of Europe.
Yeah.
So we can build with standard equipment. We can build a system with a very wide operating area. But we're not fixed to this point. We can also cover up to -30 degrees.
Okay.
We done it for Russian companies, company many years before, and we can do also Middle East applications up to 55 degrees.
Okay.
So we are not fixed to this point, but we focus to use standard equipment, because it's much more easier to support these units worldwide. as a very special construction we also done before.
Yeah.
But the direction we try to go is to use more and more standard equipment to have it easier to get the systems running the whole time, and it works.
Okay. Thank you. So Munzer asks, what are the major components? Cameras, vision, mixer, routing?
So this is a
Good
mixture of different brands. We have Sony cameras, Sony vision mixers. We have a huge Grass Valley router in here. The servers, as I already mentioned, are EVS. The complete audio system is a Lavo-based solution. The monitors are all Sono VTS, so with a full HDR compatibility. What else to mention? Yeah, these are the main components. A Riedel intercom for sure, with the new smart panels you see.
Well, thank you so much. Unfortunately, we're running out of time, but thank you. And if you have any specific questions that have not yet been answered, or you want to contact our engineers at Broadcast Solutions, you are of course invited to do so using the event tool. Yeah, Rainer, Roland, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts in this exciting workspace. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. It was a pleasure to chat with you. And the Hybrid Broadcast Innovation Days are still in full swing. You can experience more than 20 hands-on presentations, and you definitely shouldn't miss tomorrow's live session at 11:30 a.m. in the morning, where you can see the latest developments in IP mesh networks and why they will be a game changer for TV live productions. So tune in tomorrow to IP over RF for live production, a game changer. And we will cover the topic in 2 additional hands-on sessions with case studies to show you how the technology is used in actual projects. Thank you to you for your time, for your attention. Tune in, take care, and stay safe.